How many nights have you lain awake, feeling like a prisoner in your own body, wondering if this uncomfortable heaviness in your stomach has become your new reality? Picture this. You're sitting at the dinner table with family, but instead of enjoying the moment, you're calculating when you last had a proper bowel movement. 3 days. 4. The bloating makes your favorite clothes feel tight, and that familiar ache sits right there in your lower belly like an unwelcome guest that refuses to leave. You smile and nod at conversations, but inside, you're thinking about the growing discomfort that's stealing your peace, your sleep, and slowly, your dignity. Here's the truth nobody wants to talk about when we reach our golden years. Our bodies start betraying us in the most private, embarrassing ways. We spend hundreds of dollars on medications that promise relief but deliver side effects that sometimes feel worse than the original problem. We become slaves to schedules, afraid to venture too far from home, canceling plans we once looked forward to. And somewhere along the way, we begin to accept that this is just part of getting older, that feeling truly comfortable in our own skin is a luxury we can no longer afford. But what if I told you that 2 simple ingredients, sitting right there in your kitchen, hold the power to give you back what expensive medicines and endless doctor visits couldn't? Today, I'm going to share with you an old remedy that's helping people just like you reclaim their freedom, their comfort, and their confidence. The answer has been hiding in plain sight, and once you discover how these 2 natural ingredients work together, you'll understand why your grandmother's wisdom might just be the key to unlocking the relief you've been desperately searching for. Number 1. The silent struggle of difficult digestion. You finish dinner with your family. Everyone's laughing and sharing stories, but you're sitting there with a heavy knot in your stomach that feels like a rock that refuses to move. Sound familiar? You excuse yourself from the table, not because you're tired, but because that familiar bloating is starting again, and you know what's coming next. Hours of discomfort, maybe days without relief. And the worst part, you start to believe this is just what happens when you get older. Let me paint you a picture of what millions of us face every single day. You wake up in the morning, and before your feet even hit the floor, you're already thinking about your stomach. Did anything move last night? When was the last time you felt truly empty, truly clean inside? You shuffle to the bathroom with hope, only to leave disappointed once again. The day hasn't even started, and you're already carrying this burden that makes everything else feel harder. This isn't just about missing a bowel movement. This is about feeling trapped in your own body. It's about your clothes feeling tighter around your waist, even though you haven't gained weight. It's about that constant pressure in your lower belly that makes you shift in your chair during conversations. It's about waking up at 2 in the morning with gas pains so sharp they steal your breath, leaving you walking the hallways of your home, wondering if this is your new normal. Here's what happens when your digestive system starts to slow down. Your intestines, which once moved with the rhythm of a well-tuned clock, begin to forget their job. The muscles that should be pushing things along start to weaken. Food sits longer than it should, fermenting, creating gas that has nowhere to go. You feel full when you should feel satisfied. You feel heavy when you should feel light. But here's the truth that might surprise you. This struggle doesn't have to be your story. Your body hasn't forgotten how to work. It just needs the right gentle reminder. The relief you're searching for doesn't require a prescription or a trip to the pharmacy. Sometimes the most powerful solutions come from the simplest places, waiting patiently for us to remember what our grandmothers always knew. Number 2, the role of castor oil, awakening the intestine. What if I told you there's an oil that works like a gentle alarm clock for your sleepy intestines? Castor oil isn't just another remedy gathering dust on a shelf. It's nature's way of whispering to your body, reminding it of what it already knows how to do, but has simply forgotten along the way. Think about the last time you tried a harsh laxative. Remember that urgency, that cramping, That feeling like your body was being forced into action against its will. That's not healing. That's bullying your system into temporary compliance. Castor oil works completely differently. It doesn't force or demand. Instead, it gently stimulates the smooth muscles of your intestinal walls, encouraging them to remember their natural rhythm. When you take castor oil, something beautiful happens inside your body. The oil travels through your system and releases a compound called ricinoleic acid. This isn't some complicated chemical process you need to understand. Think of it as a gentle teacher, showing your intestinal muscles how to move again. It's like watching a dance that your body used to know by heart, slowly coming back to life. Here's what makes castor oil so special for people our age. Unlike harsh medications that can create dependency, castor oil actually helps restore your body's natural function. Each time you use it, you're not just getting temporary relief, you're training your system to work better on its own. It's rebuilding the confidence your digestive system has lost over the years. The beauty is in its gentleness. You won't experience those violent cramps or that desperate rush to the bathroom. Instead, you'll feel a gradual awakening, a slow return to normalcy that feels natural and right. Your intestines begin to remember what they were designed to do, and with each gentle movement, they grow stronger and more reliable. This is your body learning to trust itself again. This is the difference between forcing a solution and nurturing a healing. When you choose castor oil, you're choosing to work with your body, not against it, giving it exactly what it needs to find its way back to the rhythm it once knew so well. Number 3, the function of lemon, cleansing and purifying. Now imagine adding a splash of pure sunshine to this gentle awakening. Fresh lemon isn't just a flavor enhancer, it's the perfect partner that transforms castor oil from good to extraordinary. When you squeeze that bright yellow fruit, you're releasing nature's most powerful internal cleanser, ready to sweep through your system like a spring breeze through an old house. Picture this. Your intestines have been struggling, accumulating waste that sits heavy and stagnant, making you feel sluggish and uncomfortable. Lemon juice cuts through this buildup like nothing else can. The natural citric acid works as a gentle solvent, breaking down the stubborn matter that's been weighing you down for days, maybe even weeks. But lemon does something even more important than just cleansing. It brings life back to your digestive system. That bright acidity stimulates your liver to produce more bile, which is your body's natural soap for breaking down fats and oils. This means better digestion overall, not just temporary relief. You're not just moving things along, you're improving how your entire system processes food. Here's the magic that happens when lemon meets castor oil in your system. The lemon amplifies everything the oil is trying to do. While the castor oil gently awakens your intestinal muscles, the lemon is busy purifying and refreshing everything in its path. It's like having a gentle masseuse and a skilled housekeeper working together to restore your inner home. The sensation people describe is incredible. Within hours, you start to feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally too. That constant background worry about when relief will come simply melts away. Your stomach feels flatter. Your energy returns. Even your mood lifts because you're no longer carrying that heavy burden that was weighing you down. This combination doesn't just empty you out and leave you depleted like harsh laxatives do. The lemon provides vitamin C and natural electrolytes that actually nourish your system while it cleanses. You end up feeling renewed, not drained. It's the difference between a violent storm that tears everything apart and a gentle rain that washes everything clean while nourishing new growth. Number 4, stories of transformation. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio who hadn't slept through the night in months. Every evening around 10 o'clock, the gas pains would start. She'd spend hours pacing her bedroom floor, pressing her hands against her stomach, wondering if this was just her life now. Her husband would wake up to find her sitting on the edge of the bed, exhausted and frustrated, counting the days since her last normal bowel movement. Margaret tried everything her doctor recommended: fiber supplements that made the bloating worse, expensive prescription medications that worked for a few days then stopped, over-the-counter remedies that left her running to the bathroom at the most inconvenient times. She was spending over $100 a month on solutions that barely worked, and she was losing hope that she'd ever feel comfortable in her own body again. Then her sister mentioned this old remedy their grandmother used to swear by. Margaret was skeptical. How could something so simple work when all these modern medicines had failed? But desperation made her willing to try anything. That first night, after taking just 1 tablespoon of castor oil mixed with fresh lemon juice, something shifted. She went to bed expecting the usual restless night, but instead, she slept peacefully until morning. The next day brought the relief she'd been praying for. Gentle, natural, complete. No cramping, no urgency, just her body working the way it was supposed to work. But the real miracle came that second night when she realized the gas pains weren't coming. She lay in bed, almost afraid to believe it, but hour after hour passed in comfortable peace. Now listen to Robert's story. This 78-year-old retired mechanic from Texas had become a prisoner in his own home. He'd stopped going to church, stopped meeting friends for coffee, stopped taking his beloved weekend drives with his wife. Why? Because he never knew when the bloating and discomfort would hit, and he lived in constant fear of being caught somewhere without a bathroom nearby. His world had shrunk to the distance between his living room and his bathroom. His wife watched helplessly as this vibrant man, who used to fill every room with laughter, became quiet and withdrawn. Robert had tried every remedy the pharmacy offered, but nothing gave him the confidence to venture far from home. The unpredictability was worse than the discomfort itself. 3 weeks after starting this simple castor oil and lemon routine, Robert surprised his wife by suggesting they drive to their favorite lake an hour away. She held her breath, watching him pack a picnic lunch without that familiar worried look in his eyes. They spent the whole day by the water, and for the first time in months, Robert wasn't calculating the location of the nearest restroom. He was just being himself again, free and unafraid. Number 5. Visible signs of relief. The changes start small, but they're unmistakable. You wake up one morning and realize you're not immediately thinking about your stomach. That constant background awareness of bloating and pressure has simply faded away. You stand up from your chair without that careful, cautious movement you've grown used to. Your first thought isn't about discomfort anymore. Then you notice your clothes. That favorite shirt that's been feeling tight around your middle suddenly fits the way it used to. Your belt doesn't dig into your waist anymore. You catch yourself in the mirror and see something different, something lighter in your posture. You're standing straighter because you're not unconsciously protecting a tender, bloated belly. But the most beautiful change happens in your face. Your family starts commenting that you look brighter, more relaxed. That worried expression you didn't even realize you were wearing begins to disappear. Your eyes have more spark because you're sleeping better. Your smile comes easier because you're not distracted by constant discomfort. Here's what people tell me about this transformation. They describe it as feeling like their body is breathing again. Imagine holding your breath for weeks without realizing it, then finally being able to exhale completely. That's the sensation of relief they experience. It's not just physical, it's emotional and spiritual too. The ripple effects surprise everyone. You start making plans again because you trust your body to cooperate. You accept invitations you would have declined before. You rediscover the joy of eating without immediately worrying about the consequences. Food becomes pleasure again instead of anxiety. Your energy returns in waves. First, you notice you're not as tired in the afternoons. Then you realize you're sleeping more deeply at night. Before long, you're waking up refreshed instead of already dreading the day ahead. Your spouse notices you're humming again, moving with purpose instead of caution. This is what happens when your body remembers how to take care of itself. Every system works better when your digestion is flowing naturally. Your mood stabilizes because you're not fighting constant discomfort. Your confidence grows because you feel in control again. You start to remember who you were before this struggle began, and you realize that person was never really gone, just temporarily overshadowed by physical distress that finally has a solution. Number 6, the great advantage, accessible and safe. Here's the most remarkable thing about this remedy. Right now, you could walk into any grocery store in America and find everything you need for less than $10. No insurance claims to file. No doctor's appointments to schedule. No pharmacist questioning your choices or warning you about side effects. Just 2 simple ingredients that have been helping people for generations, waiting patiently on the shelf for you to remember their power. Think about how much money you've spent searching for relief. Those expensive prescription medications that cost $50, $60, even $100 a month. The over-the-counter remedies that promise miracles but deliver disappointment. The doctor visits, the tests, the specialists who nod knowingly, then hand you another prescription that might work for a while before your body adapts and stops responding. Now imagine having a solution that costs less than 1 cape, works as well as anything you've tried, and doesn't come with a list of warnings longer than a legal document. No interactions with your heart medication. No concerns about kidney function. No worry about building tolerance. Just pure, natural ingredients that work with your body instead of against it. This is ancient wisdom that your great-grandmother would recognize immediately. Before there were pharmaceutical companies, before there were complex medical interventions, people understood that the human body responds beautifully to gentle, natural support. They knew that sometimes the most powerful healing comes from the simplest sources. The safety factor alone should give you peace of mind. While prescription laxatives can cause dependency, dehydration, and electrolyte imbalances, castor oil and lemon actually nourish your system while they work. You're not borrowing relief from tomorrow. You're investing in better digestion for the long term. But perhaps the most valuable advantage is the dignity this gives you back. No more embarrassing conversations with pharmacists. No more worrying about running out of medication while traveling. No more feeling helpless and dependent on the medical system for something as basic as comfortable digestion. This puts the power back in your hands, where it belongs. You become your own healer, using gifts from nature that have been available all along, just waiting for you to remember their strength and embrace their gentle, reliable wisdom. You know, as we've talked about this simple remedy today, I keep thinking about something profound. For too long, we've been taught to believe that discomfort and digestive struggles are just part of getting older. That we should accept feeling trapped in our own bodies. That relief always has to come with a price tag and a list of side effects we can barely pronounce. But here's what I want you to remember. Your body hasn't forgotten how to heal itself. It's just been waiting for the right gentle reminder. These 2 humble ingredients, castor oil and lemon, they're not performing miracles. They're simply helping your body remember what it already knows how to do. Think about the freedom that's waiting for you. No more calculating the distance to the nearest bathroom before you leave the house. No more lying awake at night, wondering if relief will ever come. No more clothes that feel tight because of bloating you can't control. This isn't just about digestion. It's about reclaiming your life, your confidence, your peace of mind. The most beautiful part of this journey is that the solution has been there all along, sitting quietly in your kitchen, costing less than a single doctor's cape. You don't need anyone's permission to try this. You don't need to wait for an appointment or worry about insurance coverage. The power to feel better is literally in your hands. So here's my question for you today. What would change in your life if you woke up tomorrow morning feeling truly comfortable in your own body again? Which part of this journey spoke to your heart the most? If this message touched you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it too. Sometimes the most powerful gift we can give each other is hope wrapped in practical wisdom. Until we meet again, remember this. You deserve to feel good in your own skin, no matter what age the calendar says you are.